Governance, Jaipur, established by Government of Rajasthan, Department of Technical Education. I warm wish to Dr. Amar Patnaik sir, which have lecture in today class. One minute. Dr. Amar Patnaik is associate professor in MNIT. He joined PhD Mechanical Engineering from NIT Roorkee, Rukela, India, MTech Production Engineering from NIT, MBA Marketing from PPUT, Odisha, India. He is also have a many types of the research interest, composite material, tribology modeling and simulation, and he has joined many international and national conferences and journals. Now I invite Dr. Amar Patnaik sir to join next session.
Okay,
Amar
sir.
sir? Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. सर आपका शेयर स्टॉप कर लीजिए सर.
हाँ हाँ कर दिया सर मैंने.
सर दिख रहा है?
सर अभी शेयरिंग नहीं हुई है अभी आपके. आपका आ तो गया एपी लिखा हुआ तो. हाँ यस सर. अब नाउ विजिबल सर. नाउ विजिबल. यस सर. यस.
ओके. ओके सर.
थैंक यू सर.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good morning to all, and it's a great pleasure that you have invited with our busy schedule. We have a lot of other activities in MNIT present. So today our discussion is on multivariate analysis for variance as well as covariance. Our discussion. So before going to this M-ANOVA or ANCOVA, both are one is with respect to variable. Another is with respect to covariance. So two things are there. So before coming to this particular subject, so how this is useful in a present day applications, either you can say that application of industries or application related to survey or application related to that planning or application related to manufacturing. So it is a huge applications are there. Present world is going on even telephoning, whatever we are calling through telephones. So it is also through some type of optimization only. So the thing is that why this optimization is required, that is the most important in a present day situation, because we have a lot of activities, a lot of research is going on, and to make the things in a streamline, so we are classified this optimization into two different groups. So the optimization today we will discuss, it is a statistical techniques, and it is one type of optimization. So generally we are saying it is a process optimization, and another type of optimization is there that is not part of your total workshops curriculum. That is generally we are saying it is a multi-criteria decision making modeling, MCDM. So it is a overall optimization. So two things are there. One optimization will do the part whatever we will decide, that part it will optimize. And another optimization, like you can say MCDM, it will optimize the overall performance. Like I want to optimize in a particular industry, like in a Rajasthan, lot of textile industries are there and marble industries are there, as well as the tourism is again another prominent industry in Rajasthan, we can say. So to make the things that overall optimization to whole Rajasthan, like one example of textile sectors, if I will go with overall optimization, so that time I can use it MCDM technique. So we should know it before going to start or going to read the subject. Why you will read? That is the first question, that why you will read the subject, otherwise it is useless for to all. So this if what exactly our focus is, either we want to optimize the whole system or we want to optimize the part of the system. The two things is there. If I want to optimize the whole of the system, then you can say it is a MCDM technique is required to optimize the things. If I want to optimize a part of system, so either I will go with a design of experiment, or I can go with a ANOVA analysis, or I can go with a one way or two way type of ANOVA, or I can go with a M-ANOVA, or I can go with a ANCOVA. So there are huge number of multiple number of statistical technique is there. Beyond that, some optimize, some algorithm type of tools is there, like we can say artificial neural network, or you can say genetic algorithm, or you can say it is a TOPSIS, or you can say it is a fuzzy TOPSIS, or you can say it is a means arithmetic, or it is a great design of experiment. So there are huge. So one of these optimization is that this is a one optimization, that is a statistical technique of optimizations. Also we are doing some type of a distributions that is also helpful to find out the optimal outcome. Okay, like you can say normal distribution, chi-square distribution, pi distribution is there, exponential distribution is there, t distribution is there, f distribution. So huge. So with this, just a brief about, I have gone through that your structures, that few lectures already, some few of them experts have taken ANOVA analysis. So exactly what it will find out this ANOVA analysis. So whenever we are going for any type of statistical analysis, two things is important. What exactly it is? One is whether the data or the process or the system we want to optimize it. So what type of optimize? It is a individual performance optimization. This is statistical individual performance. Let I have performed best, so my performance. Let your institute perform best, your institute performance. Let your ministry perform best, your ministry performance. So these are all statistical techniques only. So it is a person who has developed this technique based upon the deviations, standard deviations, as well as the variance correlation. Just he has created that is a Fisher person has developed a very old technique. It is that what he mentioned clearly that if you want to find out the standard deviations, then I need to find out the variance as well as so that the variance in short form we can say that what it is find out there are different factors, either different variables or different parameters or different inputs. So there are different names. Either you can say it is a factor, or you can say it is a variable, or you can say it is a decision variable, or it is a control variables, or you can say it is a significant factor, or you can say it is a input factor. There are multiple names. It is a multiple names are there. It only, but it depends at what time what name is used. You want to use it. So the ANOVA analysis exactly it will find out percentage contribution of individual factors. I have 5 factors. Like one factor is I can labor problem. Another factor is like you can say the transmission system. Another factor I can say that the type of internet services. Another factors I can say that is the cost or the environment or the operational performance. There are individual factors are there. So the factors may be input factors, the factors may be output performance. Just you can use it in the output form, then you can say it is output performance. So it is the different names are there. So its role is that the ANOVA, what it will do, it will only find out the percentage contribution of individual factors. Simultaneously, it will help to find out the F test, the T test, everything also we can find out sum of squares, mean square of deviations, sum of square of deviations. Simultaneously, it will find out the degree of freedoms. All these things it will find out simultaneously. That is ancillary. The main contribution of the ANOVA analysis that it will find out the percentage contribution of individual factors. That is the main agenda of this study. So this test we will figure out that by using this test, there are two difference. Either you can go with a just it is overview. Don't think I am repeating. Just it is overview before going to the ANCOVA or ANOVA. So we will use it that this particular technique. So that's why I said it. This technique can be useful, can be used, or you can apply anywhere, like in the field of economic, biology, education, psychology, sociology, business, industry, multiple disciplines. It is nothing, there is no limitation is there. So either you will go for one way or you can go for two way. It purely depends upon the criteria what we are adopting for a particular study. So how many number of variables are there, how many dependent, how many fixed variables, based upon that criteria, we will go with either one way or it is will go with two way. It is exactly same in MANOVA, exactly same in ANCOVA. Only slightly difference is that. But at the end, there is a big question that so how a person will come to know that whether I will go with a ANOVA or I will go with a ANCOVA or I can go with a MANOVA. So it's the question, big questions that. So it purely depends upon your statistics, how the what percentage of data you have and what exactly you want to find out and how you want to correlate it with other factors. Either you want some type of interaction between the factors. So it depends the multiple number of criteria as well as the factors. So it is the example of that this particular the analysis of variance is that which one is the better, that is the last question is that either I will go with ANOVA or I can go with ANOVA or I can go with ANCOVA. So the question at the end, which one is the best? Nobody can answer it till that which one is the best without seeing the data. You have the data and you have the perception of predictions, how what way you want to predict it. You want to create a correlation between the two factors, or you want to create a interaction between the two factors, or you want to create a type of regression between the two factors, or you want to find out the type of factors, either the significant factors like F fact of test or you can a T test. So it depends. So you nobody can say that at the end which statistics is the best, but ultimately by improving, because the first is the ANOVA, the second development is ANOVA, the third development is ANCOVA. It means why the one by one statistical technique is go on developing day to day. Its reason is that the things whatever you will do it in a particular technique, there is some limitation of that, some restrictions. We can't use it all these factors as a dependent variable. We can't use it all the factors as a independent variable. We can't use it all the factors as a covariant or a fixed or a weightage. So the question is one is the biggest questions between the all these three is that the weightage. So what weightage you want to give it? Like a class, a group of class students are there, 100 students. Who is the best? I can say that the person who has scored out of 100 to 100 or who have highest score in the class, then I can say he is the topper. If the same mark of all the 5 persons are there, then at that time it is a big question. What way I will calculate it so that I can at the end I can announce it he or she is the best student. So because of that type of complicacy, this statistical technique go on developing, improving their technique. That's why what they did initially, they have studied with a dependent, one independent, then they have studied two dependent, two independent, then they have studied multiple number of dependent variable, multiple number of independent variable. After that, at the end, they have included one new term, that is a weightage. Weightage gives, no doubt, weightage is a perception based study, but you have to give weightage to any of the student. But at the end, the weightage is also classified. Like the question is that just now I said in a class of 5 students are topper, then to whom I will give more weightage. It's not by seeing their beauty we can give you the weightage. We can give the weightage as per Government of India criteria is that first you will go with the age, then you will go with the month, then you will go with the date, then you will go with the day, time particularly. So this is the weightage criteria that also defined. Initially it was confused, then ultimately they have classified into different, that weightage also they have classified. So this is the, we can say that the overview of analysis of variance. So it requires that when there are 3 or more levels or conditions of independent variables are there, that is one of the assumptions are there, that is, so what exactly this is? So either it is, you can say that authenticity is there, particularly means annual salary of the particular groups. So it may be the particular country, or it is a specific Asia Pacific, or it is Iceland, like different. So this is the issue of that. State X country, Y country, Z country, K country is there. Then how to predict their salary performance or their salary or their individual performance, like a class is there, like a subject like math and English or or some physics is there. Then there are different teachers are studying this particular subject. So how we will classify? This is a big question. I can't answer everything. I can't ask everything to students that who is the best teacher. So that's why we are preparing, or in academic institute, we are putting one type of a criteria, that is a feedback criteria. So by seeing this feedback by 5-point scale or 7 or at a 10-point scale, we can say at the end that this is the best. So that is the role of analysis of variance. It can find out at the end which is the which particular factor or which person or which industry or which manufacturing process is more significant or has major contributions or by seeing the overall performance of that particular industry. So that is the overview of this analysis, and there is some basic analysis of variance concepts. So generally we are finding, whenever you are finding of analysis of variance, that time it depends the degree of freedom. Without knowing the degree of freedom, we can't find out the percentage contribution of individual factors or variables or the parameters. So that's why we need to find out first degree of freedom, then we need to find out the sum of square deviations, then you have to find out the variance, then you have to find out the F, then at the end we will find out the percentage contribution of the individual factors. So this is the main. So at the end, whether it satisfies the hypothesis or it is not satisfy the hypothesis, that is again big questions. So if the null hypothesis is false or the population means are not equal, then the F ratio will be significantly greater than unity. If it is greater than unity, then this is the assumptions for that. So it will fail the hypothesis and the population means are not equal. That is the questions. So then we will find out, then you can say that the have F as significant means it significantly it is a greater than 1 or it is unity. So this is the analysis of variance. So this is a just overview. I have solved already. Just see it here. Overall variables are there, how they are defined, what we need to find out. There is a source, there is a type of the type 3, type 2, type 1, 3 type of distributions are there. It is so it depends what you are using. So one way, two way or multi. So the degree of freedom is that the individual factors are there. Very simple is there. If a particular two persons are standing, then the gap is 1. So I can say the degree of freedom is 1. Very simple layman language. If 3 persons are standing, then the gap between the 3 persons is 2 gap. Then the degree of freedom is 2. So in simple way, I can say that it is n minus 1. That is the degree of freedom. Based upon that concept, the degree of freedom was calculated for individual factors. Then we will find out the mean squares, the F, and we will solve everything. Then we will find out the significance. Here significance means what? If it is 0, 0, 0, then we can say it is more significant. It means it's a some relation is there in a two-dimensional analysis. If it is more close towards the origin of the intersection point, then you can say it is more significant. If it is away from the intersection point, then you can say it is less significant. It means that origin means it is a 0. If it is 0, then it is more significant. If it is 0.001, then less, 0.002, then less, 0.005, then less, like this it is. So after that, we will find out like the end the observed powers and the other parameters contributions are there. These. So what A indicates? A indicates the F ratio and B indicates the significance of S ratio, and the C indicates the effect size of the group of factors or the variables, and the D indicates the power to detect the effect of that particular factor on overall everything. Let 5 persons are working in a particular job. So what is the individual factor, individual person's effect? If individual person's effect is 1, then I can say it's a strong effect. If it is 0 to 1, then accordingly we can classify it as good, better, best, excellent, like this. That is the scale. So this is the role of ANOVA outputs. So if I will go with a more review of that, so the p value always, that is the significance indication is that the p value is always less than 0.05. That is the percentage significance of individual factors. If it is not that, then I can say it is a less significant. A person who is Safi, a person has indicated or defined a particular factors role in a statistical analysis. So that is the variance are not significant, then you can say that it is not means less than equal to 0.05. It is maybe more than that, like 0.08. It is more than 0.5. So that time you can say it is not significant. As for Shafee test, so these are the different factors are there. Just now I said you can go with a one way or I can go with a two way type of analysis of variance and how the number of factors are there. So this is something I have written here. I will share the slides after the presentation. So individual has individual role. If it is a one, then first independent variable, and if it is a second, will the second independent variable. If it is a third, with a two more than significant variables are there. Here DV is the dependent variables are there. That is the dependent variable. If the impact of this means a fourth factor depends upon the level of other factors. That is the role here analysis. If four factors are there, how individual factor is depend on the performance. Let our performance is a cost analysis. For that, five factors are dependent, like operations, like it is a labor, like it's the latest technology, and some rules and regulations. So how individual is depend upon the output and how overall is depend upon the output. So that classification we can do it with the help of this analysis of variance. Now the question is today's topic, that is M ANOVA is that and how it is that M ANOVA, or you can say that is a multivariable analysis of variance. It is exactly same as analysis of variance, only the criteria is changed here. So it is the test, the hypothesis that one or more independent variables or factors. So we should not be confused on variable or factor. So it may be variable, it may be a factor. It may be a factor or it may be a parameter. Or it may be a input factor. So it depends. Everything is same only that depends on what type of variables we are using for our study. So this is an example that a particular groups of genders are there, and in a particular industries they are working. So it may be male and female, or it may be other groups. So if there, then the authenticity of interaction to a particular job related is there. So how we are means at the end, let industry wants like a present day. Most of the questions are that in a military, in a particular in a defense, in a security sectors, more than females means are recruited nowadays. So reason is that only, so how we will come to know at the end that which gender group performance is better. So this is one example. So at that time, what we can't see only male and female, we can see again their performance. That's why it depends upon two or more number of dependent variables. It's not only one criteria we can see, yes, it is a gents, it can't do it, or it is a female candidate, it can't do it. It's not like. We need to see the other criteria also simultaneously. If it fulfills, then we can say that any of the gender can perform this particular job. So this is an example of a M ANOVA, that what type of a hypothesis you can predict it, how multiple number of questions you can create, is that how they have their attitudes towards the supervisors, and the feelings of the belonging to in the work environment, and identification with the corporate culture. So everything it depends. So that is the big questions that how can you perform individually their output. So another example is that the test hypothesis that three different methods of teaching writing is there. That is the results of it's known to all, because we all are we all of them have crossed this education system. So definitely we knew very well that we have worked, we have fulfilled the job as a student, we have fulfilled job as a teacher, we have fulfilled job as a parent, everything. So like in a class, it is there that what different methods, the rating criteria, that is the feedback criteria, the student acquisition of the grammar and assessment of writing quality by an independent panel of judges. That is the MNOVA role is that. So here is also saying that the type 1 error system is there, the type 1. It is the same, the F test is for 0.05 only, the percentage contribution, that is the significance level is there. And so we can say that the overall test or the test performance of this particular analysis, that is how much the error percentage that, and the probability of error also. By seeing the probability of errors, we can predict more detail, because this probability of error, that term was not in analysis of variance. It was included in ANOVA, the probability of error. What is the percentage of error? But there in ANOVA, the percentage of contribution. Obviously, the percentage of contribution is there, means the rest is the percentage of not contribution. No contribution is there. Rest. If somebody has contribution 90%, then 10% is the limitation. But here the statistics is arranged in such a way that it can find out the error percentage of particular solutions. So another reason to do MANOVA is that none of the individual ANOVAs, that is may produce a significant main effect on the decision variables, but in combination they might, which suggests that the variables are more meaningful than taken together than considered separately. So that is the big questions. One can understand this point. If a particular project is there, I will say, give you an example. A particular project is there. Five the project assistants are working in the particular project. So I will give you that particular, so means all the students that within 5 days you have to complete the same project. The same project I will assign to all the 5 students. And at the end, I will see that maybe one who is the best can perform first, then second, then third, like this. Then after that, what I will do, some combinations rule. I will put in one group 2, another group 3, another group 5, another group 1. Then at the end, I will come to know that it is not necessary a group have 5, then it will complete fast. Not necessary also if a group have a 2, they will complete fast. Not necessary also a person is a single can complete fast. So it depends. It depends what the group combination is exactly. So that things, that particular type of variation can only possible with the help of the MANOVA. We can't judge it without studying any type of statistical analysis. We can't study. We can see through their performance, then at the end we can say that a group of 2, they have completed their job faster. So that type of a variations or that type of a calculation can only possible with the help of this ANOVA analysis only. So it is the first. And ANOVA takes into account the intercorrelation among the decision variables. First is the correlation, then is intercorrelation. That is the most important. 2 things are there. One is the correlation between X and Y. That is first. Then intercorrelation between X and Y. It means X depends upon 5 subfactors. Y depends upon 5 subfactors. That is, you can say that intercorrelation. But in real correlation, we can't go with a subfactors. We can go with either X or Y or X1 or X2 or X3 or X into Y or X into Y square or X square Y. Like this we can go it. But if there is a subfactor case, it means that a particular factor have n number of subfactors are there. A particular factor have, that is intercorrelation. So that type of correlations for particular decision variables, so that type of relations can only possible with the help of this MANOVA. So there are a lot of assumptions out there. Before going to, I will perform some SPSS real data analysis, we will see that how it is. But before going to that one, we should know it some assumptions of that M ANOVA. Similarly, analysis of variance of some and some assumptions are there. That part just I have just overlooked that part. So in M ANOVA, there are these following number of factors are there. One is independent. That is, observations should be statistically independent. That is the first. Second is the random sampling. So you have a group of data is there. So it is very clear to all that how can you sample it random by putting some conditions. Okay, so we can do the random sampling. So or it you can say in other words, the data whatever we have collected that is not refined. So that is also one type of a random sampling. You have refined, then classified, categorized, then you can say it is a random sampling. Or you have data, you have not refined that data. So that is also in a random form. Generally हम लोग बोलते हैं ना the data is random, means there is no particular significance between the first to second and second to third. That is a random. Then multivariate normality. So it is again another question is that why normality is required? Because I will give you 4 values. Like one value is in a distance, 20 kilometer. Another value I will give you the velocity, it is a meter per second. Another value I will give you the time, it is a second, minute or hour. Another value I will give you, it is an energy. There are 5 values are there or 4 values are there. How can I add it all these 4 values? Because it is not, there is no rule in the world. If have a different unit, we can't add it. If it has a different unit, we can't add it. So again, it is a big question that how can you add it if different units are there? So either we have to convert everything in a particular unit, or we have to convert into normalization. That is the 2 questions. In Takeuchi design of experiments, that is a one type of optimization technique. What we are doing there, every output we are converting into 1 unit, that is a decibel, so that at the end we can add it. Similarly, in statistical analysis, what we are doing that every data we are converting into 1 unit, that is normalization. If you convert into normalization, down the question is 0 to 1. If everything is 0 to 1, then we can add it. Then you can add it. That is the big questions that. So multivariate normality is the main. In ANOVA, we are assuming that the decision variable is normally distributed within each group. But in M ANOVA, we assume that the decision variables collectively have a multivariate normality within the group only. One is among, another is the within the group. So once it is clear, then F test is a robust to find out the means particular contributions. So there are different techniques there. Either you can go for K test or you can go for skewness rather than outlier. So there are different type of methods are there. So at the end we can go for run of that particular test, that M ANOVA we will get it at the end. So and what is other examples? First assumption is the independent, second assumption is the random sampling, third assumption is the multivariate normality, the fourth assumption is the homogeneity of a covariance. That is also again another. ANOVA we assuming homogeneity of variance generally. Generally, roughly we can say it is a homogeneity is roughly equal. But in ANOVA we assume it is a true for each decision variable, that is it is true. So that is the homogeneity of a variance. In one side we are saying roughly it is equal, in another side we are saying it is a true. Okay, so that is the correlation between any 2 variables in the same in all the groups. That is the level of independent variables are there. So these are the examples. Like one example, a particular sectors that a researcher randomly assigns 33 subjects to one of the 3 groups. That the group 1 receives technical directly information interactively from one online website, and group 2 receives the same information from particular other methods. Group 2 receives the information through video tapes. Like different methods are there, the nurses so how we'll find out? The researchers looks at three different rates of the presentation, difficulty, usefulness, and the importance. To determine if there is a difference in the mode of presentation in a particular, the research is interested in whether the interactive website is superior, because that is most cost effective way of delivering the information. So three groups are there, and at the end we need to find out that which is the most cost effective. Either go through video conferencing or go through face to face or go through online. So there are different methods are there. We are collecting informations from the three groups. So there are assumptions for that only. Then we will solve through SPSS. What we will do, the data is means in software, I will go with the same steps only, that we will please remember, if possible, you can write the steps also. So these are the steps. So later on it will useful for you that any type of data you have, you can do it through by using the steps only. You no need to remember, you just remember the steps only. What are the basic steps are there, so that you can find out MANOVA. Okay. So the first step is that the analysis in a SPSS software. I will show you that the first step is the analysis, and then we will go to the next step, that is general linear model. That is in a drop down, it is available general linear model. If possible, you can write one point so that you can discuss at the end also. And in general linear, in part, SPSS is a huge software. It can find out almost linear correlation, principal component analysis, variant, discrete analysis, homogeneity, and it can find out the linear regressions, it can find out the MANOVA. So everything, it is a very big analysis. Even some type of a structural analysis also we can do with the help this software. So the next step is that in general linear model drop down menu, the next it will come multivariate, that we have to click it. After that we can go with dependent variables. Then we can because in a there is arrow is there, so that we can move our dependent variable to the box, because we have to define, because all variables are in the portal only. Now we have to define it, which variable is dependent, which variable is fixed, and which variable is covariate. Like this we have to define it. That software can't understand it, that which is dependent variable, which is independent variable, or which is a fixed variable. So that we have to define it. Then we can go with a click on arrow to move the variable into dependent variables. Then repeat that steps 5 and 6 until all the continuous outcome variables are there. Like 10 dependent variables are there, so 10 times dependent, 10 times we have to select it, then we have to move it one by one through cursor. And once it is over, then we can go to the next category. That is, next category is that fixed factors are there. So click on the arrow to move the variable into fixed factors. If you have a fixed factor, then that also you have to fix it, that, or you have to define it that the next factor is the fixed factor. So once it is over, then after that click on option. So there is option is there, that you will click it. In that option, click on categorical predictor variable in the factors and the factor interactions, that both factors as well as factor interactions. What you want to calculate it? Want to predictor variable with factors as well as factor interactions, both we have to select it. Then after that, again we can go with a display menu box. Then compare the main effects, and after that, what you need to calculate it? We need to calculate it discrete statistics, estimates of the effect size, observed power, homogeneity of a test, everything we need to calculate. We have to take it one by one. If you want discrete statistics, means it will give only the F value, it can give only the significance contributions. It will give only the variance as well as the deviations. Then we can find out the estimate of effect size, means every factor has how much the effect is. That also we can observe it. And observed power. Observed power is two things. Either it is 1 or it is a 0. If it is 1, it is more significant. If it is a 0, it is less significant. If it is in between 0 to 1, then accordingly we can say it is. Then at the end is the homogeneity test. It is that means how much the factors are homogeneous. It means homogeneous in the sense that if a group of input variables we have selected, and all these input variables are in a particular sector, then we can say it is a homogeneous. If 5 questions are there and 3 questions are in particular sector and the rest 2 questions are in other sector, so that time we can't say it is a homogeneous. That is a simple language we can say. After that you can find out that whether homogeneity is there or not, that it will find out. So that is the homogeneity. Like one example I have taken in a steel industry, another example I have taken later is a textile industry, and in total I can take it 10 questions. So that time I can say that the questions have homogeneity if it is related to manufacturing. If it is related to cost, that time I can say it is a homogeneity, because here also we are finding cost, there also we are finding cost, in a chemical industry also we are finding cost, like performance of all these industries. So that is homogeneity. So it depends how you are defining your homogeneity. That is the first. So these are the following points we need to remember: either analysis first, second the general linear model and in the drop down menu, and third, fourth is the multivariate. Because it is a multivariate analysis, we can go with the multivariate. Or if it is a simple analysis, ANOVA, so analysis of variance. If it is ANCOVA, then inside it multivariate, ANCOVA is there. So there are different. If it is a linear regression, then it will go with a linear regression. If you want to find out KMO value, then that is also another statistical factor which can find out the significance of individual factors contributions, KMO. So there are different techniques that, or bivariate is there. So everything we have to select it. In our case, we will select multivariate. Then we will select a dependent variable, repeating IAM. Then we will select a dependent variable, and after that we will select a dependent variables, and a number of dependent variables are there. At a time you will select, but a newcomer can select one by one, so that it can, all the dependent variables can go to that box only. I will show you that what the box is. Then after once this category is over, then you will go for fixed factors. So you have 4 fixed factors. You select 4 one by one fixed factors by through arrow only. So it will go automatically to that box only. And after that you have option. So in that options, what you will do it that it is your hand only. You want to find out factor analysis, or you want to find out interaction analysis, or you want to find out covariant analysis, or you want to find out fixed vector analysis. So it depends upon what options you want to select it. And at the end, the display menu, you can compare the main effects. These are the main effects are there. Either it is a descriptive statistics or estimates of effect size or observed power or homogeneity test boxes to select them. And at the after once you will select this individually, then you can say that click continue, click OK. That is the next only. So at the end you will get the values of this particular analysis only. So there are steps are there. What are the steps the steps for interpreting the SPSS output for an ANOVA? These are the following steps we need to know it. Okay. The first step is that the box test. Generally, we are saying it is a box test of equality of covariance matrices. In the SIG means a significant row. That the p-value we can interpret it. If p-value is less than 0.05, then the researchers have violated the assumptions of a homogeneity of covariance and should not interpret the output further. That is the first question. It is a big question that if the p-value is less than 0.05, very important, one should know it that if it less than 0.05, then the researchers have violated the assumptions of homogeneity of covariance, because this is one of the assumptions of the covariance. It is one of the assumptions. If it is less than 0.05, then assumptions you can say it is a good. If it is greater than, then you can say that there is no homogeneity. So should not interpret the output further. If it is more than 0.05, then the researchers can continue with the analysis and have met the assumptions of homogeneity of covariance. Okay, that is the questions. So next step is that Levin's test of equality of error variance, because it can find out the error. So the table under significance column, for each outcome variable that a p-value testing, the assumptions of homogeneity is again here. So assumptions of homogeneity is a box test. Assumptions of homogeneity, the p is in a Levin's test. Here is again same. We need to remember that if it is less than 0.05, then researchers have violated the assumptions and should not continue with the analysis. If it is more than 0.05, then researchers can continue with the analysis. This is the assumptions we need to remember. Then look in the multivariate test table under the significance column for the row that the category predictor variables names are Pilatres. That is again it is a p-value interpretation. So each test, either it is a Fox test, or it is a Levin's test, or it is a multivariable test, or is a test of between subject effects. There also if p-value of one of the outcome variable is less than 0.05, then there was a significant main effect among the independent groups or the level of that particular outcome. If the researchers find this significant main effects, they need to further run post hoc analysis. I will show you that also, post hoc analysis to explain the effects. If the p-value for one of the outcome variable is more than 0.5, then there was not significant main effect among the independent groups or the level of that particular outcome. So we need to remember these assumptions. So at the end, we'll find out that the estimated marginal mean, see it here, how much lot, 6 things we are calculating. First, we are calculating box test. Then we are calculating Levin's test. Then we are, अभी मुझे बुला रहे हैं शायद. Sir, 1 minute. So these are the steps. The step 1 box test, and step 2 Levin's test, and step 3 multivariable test, and step 4 is the test between the subject effects, and step 5 is the estimated marginal mean. Again here it is again same. There are mean and standard error of the outcomes for each group or level of the categorical variables. And at the end, we'll find out pairwise comparison between the variables, that is under significance. Again, if the p-value is less than 5, 0.05, if p-value is greater than 0.05. So if it is less than 0.5, then there was a significant difference between the independent groups or levels of the categorical predicted variable. If it is more than 0.05, then there was not a significant difference between the independent groups or levels of the categorical predictor variables. So this is the overall discussions of the this is the overall discussion of this M ANOVA. So we now will just, I want to move to the software. So just you go through the software, and I will show you that how can put the data. If one of my colleague, he will explain you about the SPSS sections, and just after that again I will join it. Okay.
This is the good morning. This is the screen of SPSS tool, IBM Statistics, and here this is the data view. Here we are going to input our data. Here, there in the given data, you are seeing that in the first column you have group. In the second column, it is the different variables, including useful, difficulty, importance. And in the first column, we have a group that is defined as an independent variable. Same way, you can see this data. The variables can be viewed in this sheet. The second sheet in the left corner, you can see that you have two tabs. The one is data view and another is the variable view. Inside that variable view, we can write our own name, or the SPSS has mentioned, if we click here, the SPSS, you can write any name over here, but it is to be counted that the type what you are using for the variable, it is a numeric or it is a string. Suppose if I am writing here some variable, suppose if I am writing some variable here, it is in a string type, then you have to identify that it is a numeric type or it is a string type. Generally, what you are when you are preparing the questionnaire and you are extracting the data from that questionnaire, the data is coming in the form of numerical data also and in the form of the string data also. So in SPSS tool, you have to give the information to SPSS in the form of that is either your data is your numeric, either your data is your string. So you have, if you are selecting here, it is a way, suppose I'm selecting, let us say I've selected BAR. In this, if it is numeric, then in your data view, it should be the numerical value. But if it is a string value, then it should, the data inside the data view, it should be in a numerical portion. So here I have just cleared that part. Here you can see that we have four different variables, group variable, useful, difficulty, important. In the type is that numeric type, because here you can see that the group has the variable in the form of a numerical variable, and in useful, difficulty, and important. This is some problem. The problem is that there are three different groups and they have given the question. They have to find out that the questions are in the form of the information is useful, it is difficult, and how much important is that. So three different parameters you are going to identify the various three different type of groups. So in the here you can you can fix the width size also. You can change the size of the width. You can change the size of the decimal. Suppose you have the value in the form of after decimal you have three values, 0.1, 2, 3. So here if you are selecting 3, then the data will be accepted up to three values. But here we have selected only up to 2 decimals, because here it is a numerical, and you can see the data, it is a 9.50, 9.10. For example, if we say that we have a value of 9.11, then it would not be accepted over here. What you have to do, you have to change the decimal places up to how much digit you are going to put the decimal value. And the label, you can define your name label also. And the last thing is that what you are going to use. Here you are going to see that the measure. The measure is that here three different things. Here the scale value, ordinal value, and the nominal value. Means you are going to normalize. The sir already the sir has told that we have to be. The assumption is that there is a normality. So we are going to be a normal because the group which is in the first row, it is a type of an independent variable. Means you have to identify from these three datas, and you have to, these three datas are dependent to each other, and based on this independent variable, you have to check your hypothesis. So here you are going to see the scale value. It is whenever your data is in the form of a dependent variable, then it should be a scale value or the ordinal value. You have to select the scale or ordinal, scale or ordinal. But for independent value, you have to check for the nominal value. So here we are seeing that you can increase the data, but in this we have three different total number of data are 33 from 1 to 33. First is your independent variable, second, third, fourth column is your dependent variable. Now the next step is that when you're going to analyze for the multivariant or analysis of variance, that is AMANOVA, clicking on analyze, going for general linear model. In here you can go for univariant, you can go for multivariant, but here we are going for the multivariant analysis of covariance. So just click on the multivariant analysis of covariance. Here the new tab will be, new box will be open, and in that box, as sir has told, that there are you have to select the dependent variable and the independent variable. Here the independent variable is in the form of the fixed factor, means you are not going to change this variable. So first of all, step by step, you have to click on the dependent variable and insert, or by clicking on this arrow. Here you will see that the useful variable will be inserted. Second, for the difficulty, insert it. Importance, insert it. Same way, what you can do, you can just click all three buttons by pressing the control button and just insert these three variables inside the dependent variable box. The group variable, that is your independent variable, or we can say that a fixed factor, you have to insert in the fixed factor. See, this way you have to, when you are going to calculate for the multivariant analysis of covariance. Here the third part is about the covariate, but here we are not selecting for the covariant because we have no other data, and also we are not going to calculate the MANCOVA, that is a multivariate analysis of covariance. We are only looking for the multivariate analysis of variance, that is AMANOVA. And for that, the next step would be you have to click for the plots. In that plots, you have to identify that the graph will be there. There the plot where the profile plot would be there, and on which factors you are going to identify. For that, on the horizontal axis, just click on this button, arrow button, and that add, and you have to press on add, and that group button would, that group variable will be inserted inside this plot in this area. After clicking on the continue, you can go for the post hoc analysis. The post hoc analysis is also required. That is also required. That can be accepted or not. It's depend upon the type of the problem. But suppose if we are going to select for the post hoc analysis, what you have to do, you have to just press on the post hoc test, and you have to select the Tukey. Tukey is basically the how you are going to for the normality. How we are going to check the nominal difference. Just press on the Tukey button and then continue. And next is your first plot, second post hoc, and third is your options button. Click on options, and what is the factors and the factor interaction. We have only two factors. Just click on the group button, and we have to display the means of the group, because we have three different groups: first group, second group, and third group. And how these three groups have the effect on the given data, that is for the useful, difficulty, and importance. First, let us check for the descriptive statistics, estimated of effect size, and homogeneity test. Three things we have checked. You can also uncheck for you can also check for the descriptive statistics. Suppose if I am going to check only the descriptive statistics with a significant level of 0.05, that means a confidence level for 95%, and then continue. And after that, you just press the button OK. So here you will see that the output will be generated, and you can see that the SPSS has given some output, that is between the subject factors, what the factors were divided in the form of the groups: first group, second group, and third group. Here you can see that we have all the 33 values. 11, first group has the 11, second group 11, third group 11. Now this is about the descriptive statistics, because we have checked only for the descriptive statistics. As you have checked in the previous way, I have shown you that we have checked for only for the descriptive statistics. So here it will give the output only for the descriptive statistics. in that useful, difficulty and importance. For the useful group, that is first group, second group, third group, we have calculated the mean. The mean has been calculated with the value of with the standard deviation and total number of observation. Here the observation for first group was 11, second also 11, and third also 11. Same way for the difficult, and third way for the importance. Means these three are your different dependent variable, and for that particular dependent variable, all the mean standard deviation has been calculated. Now coming towards the multivariate test. Because we have checked for the multivariate, here you can just left for the intercept because we have to check. This is the basic thing which is defined. Now you have to go for this group because your area is your independent variable or your fixed factor is your group. So here you have seen there are 4 different statistics methods are there: Pillai's trace, Wilkie's lambda, Hotelling trace, and Roy's largest root. These 4 different factors are there and 4 different statistic methods are there. And in that statistic method, the most commonly used or most used method is your Wilks lambda. So you have to go for the Wilks lambda, that how much significant is there. Suppose if I am saying that the significance value is greater than 0.005 or less than 0.005. As sir told that with greater than 0.05 or less than 0.05, you can go for your hypothesis that it should be acceptable or should go for the further. So you have to check from here, and after that there is a effect between the subject effects, that is corrected model, but there the f values also there, significance values there, mean square is there, degree of freedom is there, and the sum of the type 3 error type sum of squares are there. So you have what they have calculated. They have calculated about the group for and the error and the total. Based on this, you have to check for the significance which is less than 0.005 or greater than 0.05, and according to that, what the hypothesis you have created, it is acceptable or not. So it's totally depend upon the data what you have collected. I can go again. I'm just going for the descriptive and statistics. I can again go for some other other options also there are there. We can go directly for the options, because once you have fed the data, what you have to change, you have to go directly for the options and you have to check for the estimated effect size. Let us see that what is the effect of estimated effect size are there between the groups and the different independent variable. Just continue and OK. So again you can see last we have calculated the multivariate test. Now the test between the subject effects are there. Now what they have calculated about the estimated marginal means. Their estimated marginal means are there. See, the multiple comparison is also there. Estimated marginal means are there. Here you have calculated the standard deviation, standard error, and according to that 95% confidence level, you have been calculated the upper bound and lower bound. Means the value acceptable is between the 16 and 20. For the second group 13 and 17, and for the third group it is 13 and 17. Same way for the difficulty and for the importance, you have to check for the, you can see that your value is lying between these 2 different bounds, upper bound and lower bound. Same way for the post hoc test, you can see for the simple the Tukey method has been applied, that is highest significance difference, and for the dependent variables useful, difficulty and importance, the mean difference is calculated, the standard deviation is calculated. According to that, the significance value is calculated. Here also you have to check that your significance value is either greater than 0.05 or less than 0.005, and according to that you have to check for the hypothesis. Same way you can go for the another method also there. If I am just selecting the multivariant for going for the options, and I am checking for the homogeneity test. First I have calculated descriptive, second estimated of effect size, and third is your homogeneity test. Continue and directly OK. What you can get the homogeneous subsets with different. Here in x-axis what we have calculated, 3 groups are there. Estimated marginal means for the useful variable, that is useful is your first dependent variable, second is about the difficulty variable, and third is about the importance variable. And according to that, we have calculated the marginal means. The graph has been plotted, and the homogeneous test has been for the 3 different homogeneous subset has been calculated for 3 different variables. That is your useful variable. Here they have mentioned that significant value is 0.112. Here the significant value is 0.623, and here the significance value is 0.084. From here 3 we can see that this is very much close to the 0.005, but it is greater than 0.005. So you have to check again for your test. The data what you have collected is the hypothesis what you have selected for your research is you have to either check change the hypothesis, or you have to increase the data, randomize the data depending on that. So this is the basic method how you are going to check for your homogeneity test in the form of the check for your homogeneity test in the form of the analysis of variance or multivariate analysis of the variance. Again, I'm suppose this was the for the when you have only the one dependent variable. Let us suppose if I have the another dependent variable. Yes, here you can see that you have two independent variable. That means is this slide is visible? Here you have another data is there. It's about the customer data. The data is divided into in 5 different variables. We have first independent variables are there, internet and gender. Means the males and females are there. They have they have used the internet. They have applied for the fiber optics or the DSL cable, or no, or there is and one group is there. They have applied for nothing. Means male and female are there, or a group of people are there. They have opt for the DSL internet, and they are opt for the fiber based internet, and some people have doesn't opt for nothing. And based on that, the charges are being calculated on the monthly base, and for the total charges based upon the tenure. It can be in months, it can be for days. Suppose if I'm taking for the days. So here we have to identify that what is the significant effect between the male and female, that how much males are using the internet, and what are the amount has been incurred in the form of total and monthly charges, and based upon the number of time. The same way we can check for the variable view in the second tab. Here we have see that in the last example I have mentioned you, here all the values were in the form of the numeric, but here you can see that the data what you have entered, which we have entered in the internet column, in the gender column, is in the form of a string. So here we have to check for click for the string only. If we are going to calculate the numeric, the values will not be in the acceptable form. So here you have to change in the form of the string type, and monthly charges, total charges, and tenure. Here you are going for the numeric type. Same way, if there is if a character is a string, then there will be a no decimal value, but the maximum width we have mentioned is 8, and for the string that is 6. Same way, this is the nominal values, means we are going to give it as an independent variable, and these 3 are the dependent variable we have because it is in the form of the numeric. Same way, what you are going to do, we are going to analyze general linear model, multivariant. Okay, now I am just taking the dependent variable, total charges, tenure. Dependent variable I have selected monthly charges, total charges, and tenure, and at the same time I am just taking the independent variable in the form of internet and gender, that is your fixed factor, your independent variable. Again, what you have to do, you have to check for the plot horizontal axis, gender. First you have to add it, again gender axis. This is a 2-factor. There is a MNOVA is divided into 2 types, one factor, one time and a factor, and a 2-factor type. So here we are taking example of the 2 factors, 2 independent variables, and continue. If you want to the post, it is not necessary that post hoc analysis should be done. If it is required, then you can go for the post hoc, otherwise you can just leave that. I am taking the internet and gender for the post hoc test with the help of this Tukey methods. Continue, and options. So again the factors and factors interaction. The previous example, we have only the one factors, that was some name was given, but here you can see that their factors is internet and gender, and at the same time you have the factor interaction is also there, that is internet and gender. So again, I'm going to select all these three factors for to display the means, and if I'm going for the descriptive and statistics, estimated of effect size and homogeneity test, then continue and then OK. See here, so sometimes the warning is there because your data is limited. If my data is being vast in the like I have much data, like we have female, we have there are 10 DSL, or we can say that this error generally arise due to the limitations of this independent variable, or the data is limited. You have to increase the data. See here they mentioned there because there are then three groups. See, the internet is of three types. DSL, the people are opting for DSL, people are opting for fiber optics, and people have opt for nothing. So number of observations was 40 people have opted for DSL, 44 people have opted for fiber optics, and no one, and 16 people are there, including male and female, then to know, and they have opted for nothing, no internet. And gender is also there. The 55 genders are there and 45. The total number of observations is 100. So what we have calculated, the descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics is basically you are going to calculate the mean, standard deviation, and total number of observation for each individual dependent variable or independent variable. See here your dependent variable monthly charges. On base of monthly charges, how many people, how many females are using DSL, how many males are using DSL, how many females are using DSL, how many males are using DSL, and according to that, the mean is calculated, standard deviation is calculated, and number of observation is defined. And for the second dependent variable, that is your total charges, here the DSL, and for the tenure, for the number of times, the mean, standard deviation, and all the observation is calculated. This is the basic descriptive statistics. Now the box test for the equivalence of the covariance matrices, the box test is calculated. Here you can see that the 0.000, that's the to test the null hypothesis that the observed covariance matrix of the dependent variables are equal across the groups. So as previously it was defined that based upon the significance value that is greater than 0.005 or less than 0.005, your hypothesis will go forward. The test, you should go for the test in the forward mode, or you have to change your hypothesis, or you have to collect the data in the another form also. So here the multivariate test is being calculated. First it was descriptive statistics, now it is a multivariate test. You have to leave for the intercept. This is the basic. You have to check only for the internet, gender, and internet and gender. So here the independent variable was internet, and based on that internet, 4 different statistic methods were calculated, and we have to look only for the Wilks lambda because it gives the better value. Correspondingly, the researchers it was defined that Wilks lambda provide your best significance value. But here, when you are looking for this value, the significance values are all less than 0.0005, and partial eta square is also calculated. The error difference is calculated, and based on that, the hypothesis difference is also calculated. And in the form of gender, you can go for the Wilks lambda. Here you will find that the significance value is 0.025. But when we are interacting between the internet and gender, here you can say that the Wilks lambda, the interaction is 0.017. So the intercept, the exact statistics, or the output is that the statistic is an upper bound on half that yields a lower bound on the significance 7. The leave-in test is also calculated. It was also we defined that we have to calculate the leave-in test, and in that leave-in test we are going to find out that degree of freedom 1 and 2, because we have here 2 degree of freedoms are there, and because they are total number of 3. So Hesser has told that if three people are standing, then total degree of freedom will be 2. So here the total 2 degree of freedom is being calculated, and based on that the significance value is calculated. Here you can find that 0.005, the greater value is tenure for the tenure, but for less than 0.05 you have monthly charges and total charges. Again, the test of between subject effects. So here gender, internet, gender, error plot is calculated, and according to that you have to check for the significance error, or that value, that p value, it should be less than 0.005. Now again, you can go for the estimated marginal. Estimated marginal means you have to calculate the errors, that the values which you have been inserted are coming in between two bounds, lower bounds and upper bounds. Based on that, the upper bound and lower bound is defined. For total charges, it's also defined, and for the tenure, it also defined. In the first, we are going for the internet, second gender, and third is for internet and gender. Again, this post hoc test is calculated. Post hoc test means for the help of the Tukey method, the comparison is being calculated with significance values and with dependent variables, monthly charges, total charges, and tenure, and homogeneous subsets are there. Because we have ticked the three options: descriptive statistics, estimations of error size, and homogeneous subset. So homogeneous subset is calculated in the for first dependent variable, that is monthly charges, based upon the Tukey method, second for the total charges, and third for the tenure. So three different different dependent variables, homogeneous subset is being created. And according to that, the plots has been generated for monthly charges, means between three different DSL fiber optics. The maximum marginal means the estimated margin. Estimated marginal means they bit for between DSL fiber optics and the option was no internet. And here you can see the maximum for the estimated marginal means is for maximum for the internet, you can fiber optics. Same way for the monthly charges between male and female, and for the total charges. So these plots are being generated, and according to these plots, you can just go extract your information that how these multivariant or M ANOVA is giving producing the effect of the two independent variable or more than two independent variables on the total dependent variables. This thing was already not visible for in the analysis of the variance. So let us go for another example. I will go for the third example. So here we have three examples are there. We have first is a favorite, Curly. There's some data set is there, Curly, Larry, and Mo. Three categories, three favorite designs are there, and according to that, we have the brain damage and the stupidity index. Some data has been extracted, and simple way here we have only one independent variable, and here we have only two dependent variable. Again, you have to check for the variable view. Inside that, you have to check again that it is in a string type or a numeric type, and it is the measure is for the numerical and the scale type. If it is a numeric nominal, then you can not go for the dependent variable. Again, directly clicking for analyze, generate linear model, multivariate analysis, go for the dependent variable, stupidity index, clicking on here, favorite, that is independent variable, go for plot, horizontal axis, add, continue. I am not going for the post hoc analysis. I am directly going for the options. Inside our favorite, we have calculated the discrete mean for the descriptive statistics, estimated of error size, homogeneity test, and I'm okay. Let's uncheck the estimated of effect size and homogeneity test. Only going for the descriptive statistics. Continue and okay. So here again, the output has been generated in the SPSS, and here you can see for the three different categories. Three different groups. One for one independent variable, that was favorite, Curly, Larry, and Mo. Total of number of observations were 75, and in that 75, the mean in descriptive statistics, what you can identify the mean, you can identify the standard deviation, and you can identify the total number of observation for two dependent variables, that was brain damage and the stupidity index. Now going for the multivariate test, we are going to find the effect of this multivariate test and how that multivariate test has affected the two dependent variables. You can going for the favorite, because this is how you are going. This favorite has some means based on this favorite, you can identify the effect of brain damage and stupidity index. Here you can say that 4 different statistic methods: Pillai trace, Wilks, Hotelling, Roy, and for that F value is being significance value is being generated, and here you can say that the point from greater than 0.005, all the 3 0.006, 0.07, 0.008, but less than 0.005 you have getting the value of 0.001 for the Roy's largest root. Generally we do select the Wilkie's lambda statistics, but if you are getting the significance value for different statistics, then you can also opt for that statistic tool also. And according to that, first we have calculated the multivariate test. Again, next the test of between subject effects. Here for the only one independent variable for based on these 2 dependent variables. So you can identify which is the best based on brain damage or based on the stupidity index, and you are getting the value of significance 0.083 and 0.001. So it's totally that how much significance value are you getting. It is between 0.005 or less than 0.005. Estimated marginal means already is been calculated. Prot already calculated. So this is the basic method. This is the very basic multivariate analysis of covariance. You can yourself generate your data based upon the questionnaire or the data what you from here. You can take some data from anywhere. Suppose a lot of random data are there. You can inside the SPSS also. You can go for some data is also available in the SPSS. You can also check for the data. Suppose I am going for this data. You can just go in. If you install your SPSS, then just go that where you have installed your SPSS, and from that SPSS you can go that IBM is there, SPSS is there, statistics are there, and here you will have the samples. See, this lot of amount of data are there. You can select any data, and based on that data you can check your analysis. It is not mentioned that only you have to go for multi-analysis of variance, because there are n number of analysis present inside that SPSS. You can go for each depending upon your problem, depending upon your research. So nowhere you have to go for the data, just to make yourself clear about the how the output has been generated and how you can interpret it from that output. So you can check, you can go for any data, selecting for any data, and just try yourself, so that it could be helpful for you to understand the basics of this SPSS. In that analyze, you can also go for mixed models are there. You can also for regression plot also there. You can go for the neural network based upon the perceptron. You can go for the dimension reduction, that is a factor analysis. You can go for the non-parametric test. So there are n number of analysis present in the SPSS, and the data I have already shown you. You can use that data to analyze based upon the questionnaire or based upon the research problem. So this is the basics of the SPSS, and in SPSS we have gone through the single independent variable, single factor, and the 2 factors. So in the slide also we have seen that we are going the step by step, clicking on analyzing, generate linear model, multivariant, going for the dependent variable box, for the independent variable box, dependent variable, click on the arrow, fixed factor or the independent variable, clicking on directly on the options, going for the factors and factor interactions, click on the arrow, compare mean fact, display, descriptive statistics, estimation of the effect size, observed power, homogeneity test, click on continue, and okay. These were the steps being presented over here, and these steps we have same followed in the SPSS tool. So again, the interpretation has already been done. If it is less than 0.05, then the researchers have violated the exceptions. If it is 0.05, then researcher should go for the analysis or for the model or the questionnaire they have used for the homogeneity of the covariance. See, this multi-analysis analysis of variance it's also continue for the multi-analysis of the covariance. So in that third option, we have, when we are going for the SPSS, there was a third option for the covariance. In that covariance, if you want to calculate the covariance, you can also select that given variables and put insert inside the covariance tab. We have gone for the Levin's test of equality that is shown in the output area. In that also we have seen that if it is less than 0.05 or it is greater than 0.05. For in same way for the multivariate, we can go for the Pillai trace. It is less than 0.05 or it is more than 0.05. Test between subject effect. So this slide is very much important. This slide will be provided to you, and you just take the note on these slides. That's how you are going how you are interpreting your output, what we have generated through SPSS from each and every method, like multivariate test between subject effects, and based on that you have to only go for your p-value or the significance value, that is should be less than 0.05 and or more than 0.05. Same way we have also seen that estimated marginal means also was there, and pairwise comparison. So this was the simple way to analyze and understand the output of the ANOVA by using the SPSS tool. You can same use for ANOVA also, for you can go for regression also. The SPSS is the very good software used in majorly used in the statistical field. So here you have we have seen that in that multivariate tab we have 4 different tests: Pillai trace, Wilks lambda, Hotelling trace, and Roy's largest.
So these are the different techniques, that is how multivariate analysis we can calculate it by. In general, there is finally we can say that which method is the best technique only. So there are different peoples have means defined this particular software different techniques. Okay, one is the Pillai trace and Wilks lambda test and Hotelling test, that is, and Royal largest root test. There are 4 methods are there, and almost all these methods our outcome is similar type only. We need to find out the p-value as well as f statistics only, both, and finally we can say that which method is the best. Here which method is the best means which can satisfy the boundary conditions of both p as well as f. That method we can say at the end is the best method only. So in general, commonly we can say it is a Wilks lambda is the best method, but not necessary it will satisfy in almost all the cases. So it may be some cases it is a Pillai trace, and some cases it's Wilks lambda test, some cases it is a Hotelling trace test, and somewhere it is a Royal largest root test. So there are this particularly ANCOVA, that is a multivariant covariant multivariate analysis of covariance. Here the role of covariance is entered into this part. Here the covariance is the weightage only. What I said at the beginning, covariance it is. So weightage, just I have given one example of a classes of students. It is. So to solve this particular ANCOVA, so there are some assumptions are there. We need to understand that assumptions first, then we can solve that particular. It is exactly same ANOVA. Only one place we need to change, that is the weightage part we need to give you in the software part only. Rest everything is same only. Here the following assumptions are there, nearly 9 to 10 assumptions are there. It is here. The assumptions once you can say that is same as last on, 2 or more dependent variables should be measured at an interval or ratio level it is. And second assumption is that you are one independent variable should consist of 2 or more categorical and independent groups, that is. And assumptions 3 are 1 or more covariates are there. Either one covariate is there, it's okay. If more than 2 one covariate, then it is also well and good. To find out the continuum means just to say that it is a continuous variables only. And next the assumptions for that you should have independence of observations, which means that there is no relationship between the observations of each group. If observations between the group is there, then we no need to go for ANCOVA. So at that time we can find out the correlation regression analysis, or we can find it with the help of ANOVA analysis. So we no need to go for. So definitely there should not be any relations between the group. So that time we can find out why. Reason is that if there should not be any relation between the group, then only we can put it the weightage, otherwise no. If A is not equal to B, then only we can put it another covariate, that is A equal to maybe -4 into B. So that -4 may be another covariate or weightage which can balance both the variables only. So that is the most important data. There should not be an observation, should not be any relations. Then the assumptions 5 that there should be a linear relationship between each pair of dependent variables within each group of these independent variables. That is, it is case of both. So your assumption 6 is that there should be a linear relationship between the covariate and each dependent variable with each group of the independent variable. Yes, everything we need to know, but while solving through software, you can't understand it whether these assumptions they are taking or not. When there is sometimes you can't get the result. So that time only you can understand that yes, the particular cases our assumption 6 is not satisfied. In particular cases our assumption 7 is not satisfied. So like this, if there is a stuck and somewhere there is a problem somewhere, or there is some erratic type of results you are receiving, so that time you can cross check that why these things is coming. So that is the assumptions. These are the different assumptions of the there. Then your assumptions 8 is that there should be a homogeneity of variance and covariance. In other words, one way M ANOVA that is assumes that the variance and covariance of the dependent variables are equal. That is true, is saying in all groups of the independent variable. So these are the assumptions. And as your assumptions 9 is that there should be no significant univariate outliers in the group of your independent variables. So these are the basic examples are there. There should be multivariate normality is there. There before ANOVA it is single variate and it M ANOVA and N covariant, both of them have multivariate normalities. These are the cases of the ANCOVA. So in ANCOVA as well as in ANOVA or in a multivariate analysis, in almost all the cases have slightly variation of their outputs. So I will show you the software. So I will show you the software that how can you solve this one. I can list this one. So stop presentation, then I will show you. SPC Scholar.
Directly file full.
Directly file.
First
ये भी लिखो. विंडोज आ रहा है इसमें ये वाला. Now it is visible. Is it visible? So the next is we will go for again same analysis and linear model, and it is a multivariate analysis. And here dependent variable, fixed factors, and covariate. Three things are there. So dependent variable we will put it monthly charges, total charges, and tenor. Monthly and total charges will put it a different variable, and fixed variable is and gender. These two we can put it a fixed variable, and covariate we can put it a tenor only. So it is just an example. It is not necessary. The same thing is that I can say that the tenor of a particular cases that I will put it is a weightage. If tenor is good, then we will give more priority to that one only. Then I will go to the plot and internet, add, then continue. Gender also, so you can add it both, then continue it. Options, then here it is and all the three we have selected together, and we will go to the either descriptive type, or it is a homogeneity, or it is a estimated effect, or it is observed power, like this lot of things are there. And at the end it is that the significance level is 0.05 only, confidence intervals are 95% is that you will continue it and then okay. So these are the different results you will get it. That is the internet. These three type of internet is there, and the number of counts means DLS में 40 है, fiber optics 44, total number means other numbers are that 16, gender female and male, female 55, male 45. So descriptive statistics we will calculate it for individual, DLS, fiber, no and total. So male female total, mean, standard deviation and number of and the total, that is monthly charges, total charge. These two we have taken into consideration. And the box test, I said box test. In a box test also we can find out the box value. Always it should be more than 0.75, it means 75 it is. So it is 92, it's a good. F is 5 it is. Degree of freedom. So these are the significance of level. And multivariate test it is there. See it here. In a multivariate analysis, what are the other observation that observed power? See it here, observed powers all are 1. So in that cases we can say it is a significant. When in gender and when you will interact with the internet with the gender, that time the observed power is less than 1. So it is less significant. It means that individually their performance is very good. When they are combining with some other group, so that time there may be performance is very less only. So it is a multivariate test, it is there. Then Lewis test of equality of error variance, because error is also another important is that also we have calculated significance is 0.103 and total charges is 0.003, means 100% significant it is. Similarly, test between two subjects. Ye sare assumptions we have shown you, test between two subjects only. So here it is test between two subjects, degree of freedom, mean square, F value, significance, almost significance. Except there is a interaction, there is a problem, or rest all the cases it is a significant only. Then we have as I have selected estimated marginal mean.
Excuse me, Amar
Yes,
sir.
हाँ
सर
सर,
पीपीटी फिक्स हो रखी है आपकी, पीपीटी जो है मूव नहीं हो रही।
पीपीटी तो शेयर हटा दिया था सर।
हाँ हाँ, एक्सेल में ही चल रहे हैं ना अभी तो आप?
हाँ
ठीक
हाँ,
है
चल
सर।
दिख रहा है सर।
हाँ ठीक ओके सर, ओके।
Okay, so here descriptive statistics and box test and multivariate all. This is the part what we said that general linear model we can calculate, depend upon what you want to calculate. You want to calculate general linear only basic data, that is between subject factors. You want to calculate discrete statistics, it covers only two things only. One is mean and standard deviation. ये हमें जानना चाहिए कि individual method में क्या क्या find out करता है. Let we want only mean and standard deviation. We no need to go for other test. We can go for only descriptive statistics, which can find out mean and standard deviations only. Let I want to calculate only F and degree of freedom of individual in a sort. So then I can go for box test equality. So if you want to find out everything, that is what is multivariate test. It can find out value of individual, it can find out the F value, it can find out the hypothesis of degree of freedoms, that is degree of freedom only. It can find out error of degree of freedom. It can find out the significance, that is then partial, estimated squared value, then Nocent parameters and observed power. Main is the observed power. Observed power, if it is 1, then is more significant. If observed power is less, then it is less significant. If it is less than 1. So like it is 0.742 in a particular case is a gender Pillai-Trask method 0.742. It is less significant. Like Wiki Lambda or Hotlinks matrix or Royal Adjusted methods, in all these methods are there. So here why this is coming, reason is that the data what we have interpreted, it may be individually they are very good in performance. When they are in a combined effect, they may not be that much effective. So that is the internet with gender performance. Internet with the seat, internet with gender. So there are three type of internet is there. Either it is a DLS is there, or it is optical fiber is there, or nothing is there. So that is with gender. And 4 methods we have solved: Pillai, Wiki, Lambda method, and these are the following methods. And here different slightly variation of results are there. Slightly variations of results. These are all real data, means we have collected for our personal means some other research work. So these are real data and the performance is real also. It's and it is also simple also that if दो लोग मिलके एक प्रोग्राम एक इंटरनेट को यूज करें or individually they will use करें, so obviously if it is an individual case then definitely the output performance is good. If it is a combined effect it is less only. In some other cases maybe interactions is good, interaction effect you will get good only. Similarly, that is the Levin's test of equality of error variance. So these are overview, just I am saying you, but those who really require statistic analysis, they need to go detail of the statistical, then only they can understand. But these are all overall discussions only. So just an overview, one can understand that the normal things, what is exactly required. So they see it here, test of between subjects of effects. Here it is internet, tenor, internet and tenor, gender, internet and gender. See here is very poor also. It is also coming very poor. So means by different methods we have observed and all the methods have effect is same. No doubt the value is different, but the effect is same. Effect means poor performance in all the both the cases. So then why we are using 4 different methods? Reason is that we can cross verify our results in a different method so that the error will reduce. That is only, nothing more. That आप एक method भी use कर सकते हैं, any one method. If you are compatible, someone is comfortable with one method, then they will use it. And but multiple methods, if you use it, then it will clarification is more, and you can justify at the end by studying different methods. The observed value is coming same, so that you can say at the end that X factor is significant, Y factor is not significant. That is. So similarly, estimated marginal mean also we have calculated. Here in estimated marginal mean, 2 things are there here, both lower and upper bound. Both every results, whatever results we will calculate it, always the result should lies between the range. So here the range is lower and upper bound. If your result is lies between the range, like I can say my lower bound is 55, my upper bound is 62, and my mean is 59, then I can say my result is satisfied the boundary conditions. So always it should be in the lower and upper bound. So these lower and upper bound can only possible by estimated marginal mean only, not some other. Let some cases it is not coming. So definitely there is some error. You can see it here. Our all the mean values are coming between the lower and upper bound. So definitely it satisfies the first of all the acquired data are good. Second thing is the way we are following the software, that is also good, because ultimately the software means what? It is a black box only. Inside what is going on, nobody knows that one. But still we can say that how I can say my result is good. I can say that my results are within the boundary limit. So within that boundary limit is the lower and upper bound only. So the mean and the values of the DLS, optical fibers or fiber optics or no, all the cases are between that boundary limit in all, even in a total as well as total charges and monthly charges in both the cases. And next is for gender only for gender, monthly charges and total charges for gender. See here the cases is also satisfied the boundary condition, means appropriate discussion it is. So only we need more analysis, more studying of these subjects, then you can understand everything of that. And the plots the common only, estimated margin with internet, DLSS make how much the estimated margin, and fiber optics may optical margin is high, and then where there is nothing, the optimal margin is very less, marginal means. So here is again with the gender with respect to here, then internet with respect, just the plot only. The whatever the tabular form is there, these things, it is in a plotting form only, it is calculated. More detail, more detail. Similarly, marginal mean for male is more and for female is less. So like, and analysis is in our hand only, how can we analyze the things only, and that is the most important part. So I hope and in most of the things, Mathu sir, we have covered, and if any questions from your side, you can ask. Any doubt? Any questions? Any doubt? You can ask it.
I will start. Any questions here? Any doubt? You can ask to Dr. Amar Patnaik, sir. Hello, any doubt? Okay, sir.
So hope so. Yes. Giriji can ask questions.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. My name is Dipali, and thank you so much, sir. So, it really enlightened us the session. And the question is that is SPSS is free software?
No, it is not
All
free
features
software.
are free.
But
So I'm not able to hear you out.
you can solve
There,
this.
so there is some voice of other.
It is not
I
free.
think
Some
okay.
other discussion is going on side.
Yes.
But
So
it is
that's why
not,
I'm not
madam, it
able
is
to
not
hear
free
you out.
software. It is a paid software.
Okay. Okay. So is there any free software available on which we can practice?
Excel. You can solve in Excel, madam. You can solve in Excel. Please try today.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You
Yes,
can
sir.
solve in Excel.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ji, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for a lovely
So,
and
Mathur sir,
knowledgeable session.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very, very thank you.
Okay,
Now,
sir.
next session
Tomorrow
is
we'll meet
12.
again. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Next session is 12:50 p.m. with Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, sir.
आपको स्क्रीन दिख रही है क्या मेरी? ये फ्यूल का प्रेजेंटेशन आ रहा है? ओके, ठीक है.